this video, techno producer Hybrasil gives me his 5 things producers need to know. Let's jump in. Hey, it's Grahame Farmer from Data Transmission. Recently on Twitch, and I'm a Twitch partner now. Did you see I've got a brand new video in the card up there? I'll put a link to it. I stream on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays from 1 PM till 5 PM. I was joined by Hybrasil, the techno producer. He joined me for an in-depth chat. We discussed so much about how he built his brand, his platforms, and everything. Go and check that video out. It's really good. It's really in-depth. But also, as part of that Twitch stream, he gave me his 5 things producers need to know. If you're not aware of this series, it's a big series we've been building on YouTube for a while. I get all of my Twitch people that come on my Twitch to give me their 5 things. Check out the playlist, and I'm going to link that for all the other ones. Go and binge them. There's loads, and everyone's is different. And I really love this series now. It's been really growing for a while. We've had some amazing people on it. Firstly, watch this one. It's really cool. He gives me loads of tips. Let's start it. Cool. Right. Okay. Before we end, I'm going to ask you for your top 5 things producer needs to know.
Number 1, learn your craft inside out. So whatever genre you're making, you need to know the tools that you're using inside out. So be it Ableton or Logic or whatever it is, take a course or watch YouTube videos or whatever the case may be, but you need to learn the craft from the ground up and learn that system inside out. So don't be someone who uses Ableton and doesn't know how to use any Ableton plugins and has lots of cracks of all this other stuff. Really just learn the craft of building the track from the ground up first. Before looking at anything outside the ecosystem of your DAW. My second tip would be to don't crack Ableton. If you're going to take it seriously, if you really want to make music, invest in the tools that you're going to be using, because I've known loads of people who had cracked version of Ableton, then they go do a live set and it crashes, and I'm like, man, why didn't you just buy it? You've been using it for 2 years, 3 years. So don't crack stuff. Get the legit copies. If you have to start with Ableton Lite, do that. Work out from there. There's lots of cool free plugins on like Plugin Boutique and stuff you can add in and kind of start working with and start getting your sound together first. So just do it from that way and then just gradually upgrade. And if you're going to use a plugin that you really like, just spend the money on it. That supports jobs. It supports, it's a more professional approach. You're taking yourself as an artist more seriously by doing that. But this also feeds into the ecosystem. We can't have an industry where everything's free, so especially tech, people's jobs from development and everything like that depend on these sales. So if you're going to use something, just buy it and start small and learn that inside it and move on to the next one. But I think that's a very important one.
Did you enjoy the first 2? I thought they were great. Which one did you like? Drop it in the comment below. Let me know. Let's carry on with the next 3.
Number 3 would be having a clear vision of where you want to be as an artist. So I'm not saying you should have one sound and that's what you do and that's what you do for the next 15 years. Some people have been very successful at doing that, but what I mean there is having a vision for you yourself as an artist. Where do you see yourself playing? What sounds do you like? What sound do you want to create? What do you want to have representative of you out there? So if you're influenced by Jamie Jones and Seth Troxler and stuff like that, use that as a starting point and kind of, work on the sound and think of stuff that work playing on a DC-10 sound system and think that way. Think about the end game. Imagine one of them DJs playing it in DC-10 or something like that. If you're into Jeff Mills, kind of surgeon type stuff, likewise, listen, buy their records, listen to it, study it, immerse yourself in the sound itself and just work on it yourself and get there. Have a vision of where you want to be. And in that, you can move left and right and up and down, and you can experiment and you can work with vocalists and you can do all different kinds of stuff, but just have it on message. Follow your original vision, And likewise, if you go set up a label, same thing. Have a very clear vision of what you want to do. Records is one of them labels that has been so successful at being really releasing really top music for so long. And that really comes down to great A&R and a great vision for where the label is and should be, So I think having a vision for yourself and your sound, and then have that reflective in how you conduct yourself in emails, on social media and stuff, everything. Just keep it, keep it tight, keep it focused, and focus on what you're doing, and that will make the journey actually quicker. If you actually decide, who am I? Who do I want to be? What do I want to learn? Or how do I want my music to be heard? And a lot of that can come from visualization, visualizing your music in a space and putting it, producing that with that space in mind. That's very much what I did with my album Embers on Records. Imagine that album or those tracks in Panorama Bar that influenced the hi-hats, the bass lines, the kick drums, synths, everything. The minimalist aesthetic, the whole lot, because it didn't need a lot. You don't need a lot of sounds, they just need to sound good. So that's number 3, just having a clear vision. I think building communities, number 4, is very important. And that could be just a community of friends in your peer group, or maybe a community of people online, like in a Discord group or whatever. But building a creative community where you can exchange ideas, exchange tracks, bounce ideas, maybe set up a label where you all, okay, you go this month, you go next month, and you go the month after that. There's 6 of us here. We all do 2 releases a year, and we all push each other's stuff. The sum is greater than the individual parts. And it's like, in the meantime, I got signed to, Awesome Soundwave, or I got signed to Drumcode, or whatever the case may be. So you all grow as a unit, as a collective. And then as maybe artists from the collective sign with other labels and release with other labels, the label and the collective grows as well. So I think we're in a position where people in the industry, I think it's important that we have independent thought, we have creative communities creating independent labels and independent music that is just what they want to do. I think that's very important for the future of electronic music, because if everyone just listens to what's on the top 10 of whatever chart or whatever, that's where the creativity and innovation goes. The innovation happens at grassroots, and listen to people like Luke Slater, listen to people like Surgeon and Jeff Mills if you're into techno. Likewise, if you're into house, listen to some, Kerry Chandler, dig out some Larry Levan DJ sets, and I don't know, using that sound, using those influences, and maybe putting that into your own community and building your own infrastructure. I think that's a very positive thing for people to do, especially if you're in, let's say you're not in a major city like London or Berlin or whatever, you're in a city that isn't known for electronic music, or maybe you're in a rural community. What I'd say is set up your own label and boom, you've got a Wi-Fi connection, you've access to the whole world. You don't have to send vinyl anywhere or anything like that. So building creative communities is incredibly important. That's what we're trying to do at Elevator as well. We want artists not only just to come in and learn stuff and do courses, we want them to release on a label. I've just started a Discord group actually, so we've just literally set it up on Friday, but what I'd like is for artists to talk and work amongst themselves, outside of us. That's again, building a creative community I think is important for the future of electronic music. And I guess, building your studio gradually. Don't fall into the gear trap. First things first, if you're going to spend money, get yourself a decent computer, get yourself a decent copy, a proper copy of Ableton or Logic or whatever software you use. Get yourself a decent pair of production headphones. Ultrasound make nice stuff. Adam make nice stuff. Sennheiser make nice stuff. Phone On, I've been using Phone On headphones actually for the past year. I love them. I use them for all my mixing and mastering. Get yourself a proper pair of production headphones first and foremost, and a decent sound card. And once you've done that, then get the speakers. Adam do an actual kind of budget range, which is really good value. And then once you've done these things, then look at getting hardware. Don't have loads of hardware and then have a computer that's, crashes every 2 minutes. You've got cracked Ableton and everything like that. Build your infrastructure from the ground up. Then invest gradually, buying machine by machine, and learn the machine as you acquire it and learn it inside out before getting the next one. I've fallen into that trap. That's why I say it. So went through this habit of buying stuff on the second hand, this trading website. And we had one in Ireland called Adverts, which is amazing. I used to love it. I ended up with loads of all this really old drum machines and stuff. But I was like, I'm not using any of it because I just bought too much of it, So I stripped it back. And then I kind of focused on the ones I was going to use on a regular basis. So don't fall into the gear trap. Manage your money and build your studio piece by piece, and build your career piece by piece. And if you have a full-time job and you're looking, to take the leap into music, what I'd say is save your money, keep working on your career, and work on your music as well. Do Like our elevator program is geared towards helping people work outside of their, around their own time. It's all on demand. We don't say, hey, you can only start here, or, once you sign up, you just go for it. Do what you want, use it as much as you want or whatever like that. So what I'd say is like, learn the craft and don't make any rash decisions about your financial career based on music, because you need to build your infrastructure first. And that's definitely something I'd recommend to people. Block by block, build your career from the ground up. But be careful in terms of money. Don't get yourself into money trouble because you're borrowing money to buy synths and stuff like that. Just build it from the ground up, learn your craft, take an online course. There's lots of good online courses as well. Learn the skills, learn your craft from the ground up, and build a studio from the ground up. Build your plugin collection from the ground up. Have a clear vision of where you want to be as an artist and as a label if you choose to do so. And try build a creative community of people you can at least exchange music with and bounce ideas off. If you're not getting shows, band together and start a club night, which is just locals. Don't start a club night and spend $5,000 on a DJ. You're just all going to end up broke. So everything from the grassroots up, that's really the most effective thing you can do.
Agreed. Amazing. Thank you so much. Did you enjoy those 5 tips? Let me know which was your favourite in the comments below. I'd love to know. I'd love to know what you got out of this video, and if you enjoyed it, of course. If you did enjoy it, give us a little like. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, and it helps other people find this video. Share it with your friends, share it with other producers that might need to hear it, and I'll see you in the next video. See you later. Bye-bye.